lovely people, welcome to my channel. My name is Tsungie. If you're new here, I do crochet, knit, a little bit of macrame, and I also post videos to do with scholarship. So if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe and turn on your notification bell. So today I'm going to show you how to do the slip stitch. Yes, so let's just get right into it. Alright, so to begin, I'm using a size 4mm hook and I'm using some baby soft yarn, but you can use acrylic yarn. Okay, so step one, we're going to make a slip knot. So we're going to take our yarn. I'm going to use two of my finger, right? I'm going to put this yarn down around my two fingers. Then I'm going to bring it up to form an X and I'll bring it down again. Then I'll take this yarn and the one at the bottom and just hold them in place. Right, so now I'm going to take my finger. I'm just going to put it under the first one and I want to grab the one at the back. I will grab the one at the back. After that, I'm holding these two together, then I just pull like this. And that is what you do, how you do a slip knot. I did a video where I showed you 6 different ways of doing a slip knot, so check that out if this was too fast for you. Right, so the next step is to chain. So I'm going to take my yarn, hang it on this finger like this and just hold it in place with the small finger. With this finger and this finger, I'm just going to hold the part that I'm going to crochet. Right, so I'm going to move forwards, go up a little bit, turn my hook to face down and move backwards like this, and that is what we call chaining. So for this stitch, you can chain any number of stitches you want. I'm going to chain maybe 20, then I come back. So let me chain that off camera and I come back. Alright, so I've chained my 20 chains and it has given me this chain, and that is my foundation row. Right, so I'm going to start now the pattern. We'll be working in the back loop here, you guys. So I'm just going to skip the first one, the first V here. That's my first stitch. I'm just going to skip that. I'm going to start to work in the second stitch. So I'm going to insert my hook into that second stitch or that V, grab my yarn with my hook and come up with it. And once I come up with my hook, I want to slip stitch. So I want to slip this yarn in front here into this yarn at the back. So it's simply that kind of action. Right, so I'm going to move into the next V or the next stitch, insert my hook in there, grab some yarn, come up with it. We're always working with 2 loops. I'm going to slip the yarn in front here to the back like this, and that is what we call a slip stitch, you guys, and that is what we'll be doing for this pattern. That's the slip stitch, but we're doing it in the back loop. So I'm going to insert my hook again, grab my yarn and slip the yarn in front to the back like this. So nothing fancy, it's not difficult, it's great for beginners. Right, and also it will be just slip stitching. So I'm going to slip stitch until I get to the very end and I come back, you guys. So the second part, right, we're going to chain one. We've gotten to the end, we're just going to chain one like this. Right, so normally we flip our thing like this, right, when we're working in rows, but this time we're not going to flip it. Right, we're just going to work. So you see there's like a new chain here. Right, that's the chain that we'll be working in. So now we're doing the same thing. We're working in the back loop. So I'll insert my hook into the back loop like this, grab my yarn, come up with it, and I'll slip stitch like that. And we're going to go into the next loop, set my hook, grab some yarn, come up with it like this, and slip stitch. Right, so for this stitch, when you do the slip stitch, when you finish, just pull your yarn just a little bit. It is best to work with your stitches loosely. Don't make them tight. If you make them tight, then it will be difficult to work in the next row. Right, slip this one into this one like this. So we're going to continue to do that, and we're working in the back loop So yeah, we're working in the back loop, so insert your hook into that. I'm grabbing some other yarns into the back loop like this, grab some yarn, come up with it and slip stitch, right? So at the beginning, because our thing is small, you kind of like fiddling, like, but with time it becomes so easy and you become fast doing it. So we're just putting our hook into the back loop, grabbing our yarn, and we're slip stitching, right? And we're working in this chain here, right? Back loop, this loop here at the back, grab our yarn, come up with it, and we slip stitch this one into this one like this. So I'm going to slip stitch until I get almost to the end, and I just want to show you something. Alright, so I've slip stitched on my way. So now I'm almost at the end. The last stitch here, it's extremely important. Sometimes it's hard to get, but get it. Put your hook into that last back loop, grab your yarn and slip stitch, right? What you need to remember that at the end of every row, of every end of slip stitching, you're going to chain one, right? And when you chain one, you're not going to turn, you're going to immediately start slip stitching again into the back loop like this. And we're working in this chain here on top. So we're going to repeat what we're doing, slip stitching into the back loop. Sorry, I'm holding it funny so that you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm going into the back loop, come up with that loop, and I slip stitch. Obviously when you're crocheting it at home, you don't need to hold it the way that I'm holding it. I'm just doing it so that you guys can see what I'm doing. And you slip stitch. Remember to keep your stitches loose. Back loop, slip stitch, back loop, come up with that yarn and slip stitch, back loop, grab your yarn, come up with it and slip stitch, back loop, grab your yarn and slip stitch, back loop. Sorry, I didn't grab, back loop and slip stitch. So I'm going to do the rest of this row and I come back. Okay, I've reached the end of my line and I remember to chain one, right? And after that I start a new row. So back loop, sorry, grab my yarn, come up with it and I slip stitch, right? You're going to continue to slip stitch until your thing grows, and that's how your thing grows, right? I'm just going to put this aside a little bit, right? But if you can look at it, it's small, but you can already see that's forming horizontal lines. Let me just show you the ones, the bigger one. Okay, so with this one, this is the, I chain one, right? Right, so if you keep doing it, it will grow like this. And I think this is really nice. You can do like coasters, you can do, I'm actually thinking of doing a bag, and if you stretch it, you guys check, it's really nice. Like even with just ordinary like cotton yarn, it will still give you like a firm what do you call it, thick thing. So I think it's really nice, you guys. Yeah, if you enjoyed this, so you continue to do that until your thing grows and grows and grows. If you enjoyed this tutorial, and it's the same both sides, If you enjoyed this tutorial, please do subscribe to my channel so that you can see more tutorials. I've got a lot of tutorials that are coming out, so I'm just trying to do as much as I can. So there's no particular schedule. I've got what you call it, a lot of people requesting the soles for different sizes. I'm working on that, and I'm also working on some videos that I had already planned for. And also I've got some scholarship videos that are coming. Yeah, so there's a lot of things that I'm planning and I'm hoping to do on this channel. Please do support me and subscribe. Thank you so much for joining me. Okay, bye bye. Another thing, if you want to end this, you can just cut your yarn. I don't want to cut my yarn. You can just cut your yarn and pull that yarn, and that'll be it. I don't want to cut this because I'm still thinking what I want to do with this. I might do a bag actually. Right, so yeah, see you in my next video. Okay, bye bye.